Toxic masculinity.
4 Democrats governors issued similar nursing home policies to Andrew Cuomo's.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a kind of a critical story. Let's have a look here. So the reason I wanted to bring this story up actually isn't because of the story itself. It's because this sort of a little bit supports a point that I made in a previous episode of the show, when they were talking about how Whitmer put COVID patients into nursing homes, and I hadn't actually heard that. And we know that they did that in Pennsylvania because of Richard Levine, now Rachel Levine, the dude that pretends to be a woman who now works for Biden's administration. We know that guy took his own mom out of the nursing homes after putting COVID patients in the nursing homes. We know about Cuomo, obviously, and now we know about Whitmer. So when the Whitmer thing came out, it was like, oh, crap, like it looks like the Democrats are all sort of taking their marching orders from someone, some nexus point, some central authority that's telling them what to do. And they were obviously all told to do this. And so that was my theory, right? I positioned that proposed that theory. And now we see that the New Jersey governor also did that. Now, this may have been known by people in New Jersey, but I wasn't aware of it. So I read as much as I can, news, you miss some things. I didn't actually realize that the mayor or the governor of New Jersey also did this.
He's under the bed.
Oh, he's under the bed. I can't kill him when he's under the bed because I can't get to him.
Well, he was patient for quite a long time, so I kind of surprised.
Yeah, okay. I can't stand up and move around because I'm in my bike shorts. I look funny.
So...
Come on, move. Yeah, go on. You want to speak to him?
Who was those governors for?
Oh, yeah. So it's let's go ahead and have a look here. Sorry, guys. The cat is... trying to get him to be quiet. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. All right. So it's Michigan, California, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. So we're one of them.
Mm-hmm. Surprising.
And actually, I don't think I knew that either. I think I'd heard some kind of rumor about that or something like that, but I hadn't known that for sure. So we've got... Oh my God! Seriously? Can
I what?
I don't know. Get like the feather thing or something and put them in the. Yeah, so we've got the New Jersey governor now, and Gavin Newsom. I don't know. Did you guys know Gavin Newsom was doing the thing with the COVID, putting the COVID patients in the nursing homes? I think I had heard.
Well,
that.
I didn't hear that.
I think I'd heard about it, but it wasn't like big news or anything like that, so I'd kind of forgotten. I knew Pennsylvania, New York, and then I heard about Whitmer.
Mm-hmm.
But now we've got New Jersey and California, so that's actually 5. Yeah, so it's Cuomo and 5 other states that are far left. And my guess is that it's probably actually more than that. They just haven't figured that out. And what I would like to know is who told them to do that, who advised them to do that, because I have a suspicion, and I've talked about this in a lot of my videos, that there is a kind of system of like control on the left that you don't really get on the right, which it may be a little bit more nefarious with like leverage and, people who are like blackmailing each other and stuff like that. Or it may be a little bit more, the standard kind of stuff like, I'm going to help you out politically if you do what I ask, that kind of thing. I think it may be a combination of that stuff. But in one of my recent videos, I posted about all of this lower level, like local and state level crime that was happening. People taking bribes and things like this, politicians. And I can't help but to think, because it's so pervasive on the left, that this is somehow sanctioned by more important politicians on the left that say, look, if you do this, you're in our club, you can make some money, we'll protect you, that kind of thing, right? So everybody's protecting each other, but everybody's also kind of controlling each other. There's a system of control, there's a network of control. I think the left basically operates like the mafia. That's how I think that the left operates. And, people are going to say I'm crazy, whatever. Obviously, it's speculation. I don't have hard evidence to support that. But it seems like that with all the arrests that I've seen, that I've researched, and then something like this comes up where they basically all just take the advice of some central authority, because there's just no way these governors came up with this idea all on their own. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put COVID patients in the nursing homes. Call Governor Whitmer. Hey, Governor Whitmer, I got this idea. Oh my gosh, you thought that same thing? Holy crap, that's so crazy. No, they didn't all think of it independently. Somebody told them to do this, that this was a good idea. And now that I don't know why they're not throwing this other person under the bus, or whoever it is that told them. Whoever told them to do this must be more powerful than they are, and they have to protect them. But anyway, that's my thought. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but what I would like to say is, Valeria, do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't. I was playing with the cat, so
Oh,
he
okay.
can stay silent.
Okay.
So
Well,
please
if you
forgive
want,
me.
you can put him in the No. All right. Well, until then, let's move on to the next story.
Well, I think that was the last
Oh, was it the last story?
story.
Oh, easy peasy. I thought it was going to actually take longer than that. We're at okay. We're almost supposed to be almost done, but let's go a little bit over time today. Why don't we start to take audience questions? Questions and comments. If you guys want to say anything about the news of the day, let's hear.
Why are
let's
you
hear it.
killing the cat, Chris?
Huh?
Why are you killing the cat? JC asking. JS.
Well, that's a silly question. I'm
JS.
not actually going to kill the cat. Read a sensible question.
Well,
Oh,
let's wait for.
Evelyn Ziegler writes, Mr. Reagan, how are you surviving California? I actually going to throw this to Valerio, because I'll tell you what, I want to leave. We have the option to move to Hawaii, which is also very far left, which is horrible. We have the option to move to Oregon. We could potentially move to D.C. We could potentially move to Florida. But Valeria wants to stay in California because she works in Hollywood and she enjoys her job. So, but Valeria, how are you surviving in California?
Well, I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's
So-
actually a lot easier for us, I think, because I work from home. Valeria has a job working on movie sets and TV shows, and it's actually kind of fun work. I've done exactly what she's
I
doing.
don't mind giving up this job and move somewhere, Florida or Texas.
Right.
But you're talking about Hawaii, DC, and Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely move to Hawaii or
I don't.
to
I
Florida. or
do
Texas,
not
but-
want to live in Hawaii because it's an island and it's small. It's. I don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable. Good for vacation. Awesome. No, I don't want to live there.
Well, we'll figure something out. We're probably going to start traveling a bit internationally once Valeria is able to do that. Yeah. Anything else? Let's see here.
Does Valeria have a sister who is single? Guys, not this question again. I do not have a sister. I have a cousin.
And she's 16. Let's not go there again. Let's see here. Jeff Beal writes, libs are everywhere. Yeah, that's one of the problems. Jonathan Gouldman says, come to Florida. I grew up in California. When I moved to Florida, things got much better. Now, so I used to live in Florida, actually. I went to school at University of Miami. And one thing I really don't like is the it's kind of swampy. So it gets very, very humid.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like and maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just like dreaming about this, but like it seemed as if there was so much vegetation that things were rotting a lot. Like you would always smell vegetation that was decomposing, or like a dead gator on the road or something like that. And there was always this like kind of smell of things decaying, and maybe that was just in like Miami where I lived.
Chris, if choosing between California when there is in our area smell like homeless people, urine, marijuana, and swampy
Okay.
plant in Florida, I choose Florida.
Okay, you make a good point. You make a good point.
Thank you.
You make a good point. Okay, I would rather smell a dying alligator than a dying homeless person who smells like human feces, for sure. Anything else?
Would Mark asking, would those other governors who done this come off looking like such a moron as Cuomo on TV though?
I
Though.
could not understand what you just said.
Me neither. Okay. So Mark's asking, with those other governors
Uh-huh.
who've done this come off looking like such a moron as Cuomo on TV, and I do not know how to pronounce a last word. Thoth?
Though,
Though.
yeah, though.
Yeah, though, okay.
I can't see the comment and I can't understand what you're saying. So we're gonna move on to the next question.
Sorry, guys.
Um, what do you think the probability of Trump DeSantis 2024? Oh, that's a good question, actually. I like that question because DeSantis is kicking butt, man. That guy's a superstar. It could be Trump DeSantis. It could be. Did you guys watch the Kristi Noem is her name, right, from South Dakota? Oh man, her speech was so awesome. Her speech was so awesome. I mean, she's got that kind of Mike Pence like austerity. You know, she's austerity. That's not the word? What is the word? What is the word? I don't know. She's got like a sort of dignified composure. I know a lot of people are pissed off at Mike Pence. I'm not as pissed off at Mike Pence as most people are. I think Mike Pence is a good guy. But Kristi Noem is pretty awesome. I mean, her speech was great. She was like, a lot of people don't know this, but South Dakota is the only state in which we didn't close a single business. And I was like, I didn't know that. I love Kristi Noem. I mean, not only is she got this sort of like dignified composure about her, not only is she like super right wing and really cool, she's also beautiful. Like, how do you have all that in one person? And she's like a politician, you know. I mean, she's perfect. She's freaking perfect. If he doesn't bring her, but I do like DeSantis. DeSantis kicks ass, man. Matt Gaetz also a good option. It could be DeSantis Trump. I don't know about that. I think you mean backwards. Trump DeSantis or DeSantis Kristi Noem. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a ways away. So who knows what Trump will decide in the meantime. I certainly hope Trump runs. I certainly hope he's like, you know, just as cognitive as he is today. Because like, I mean, he's sharp. I mean, especially if you put him up against Biden. I mean, it's pretty funny. See here. Oh, somebody wrote in all caps. That makes it easy. Laura de Laguna writes, can you talk about the Canadian hotels not letting people leave if they have COVID? I actually didn't know about that. Well, I'm gonna have to look that up, I guess. Thank you. You're providing me some news that I was unaware of. I hadn't read that article. I have to do like a lot of times during the day. You know, obviously I prepare for these live streams, but I'm also researching, writing, and editing stuff for Mr. Reagan. And a lot of times when I'm doing that, I don't have really time to just peruse the news. You know, obviously on some days I'm looking at the news, I'm catching up on the news, but then other days I'm really heavily doing, you know, deep dive research into a very specific thing. And if I'm doing a lot of research on that, it's yeah, I just don't have time to look at the news all the time. So I'm not aware of the Canadian hotels. Let's see here. Anything else, John?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, the same question as you didn't understand, that you didn't understand. One more time.
I think Valeria was distracted texting her other boyfriend.
See my eye roll? See?
Yeah, this is her.
Like
this is the famous Valeria eye roll, you guys. She does this.
Mm-hmm.
She does this to me at least once a day
Okay.
with absolute
Mark,
disgust.
one more time. Same question. The point was regarding the last story. Was Governor Cuomo chosen as the poor decision maker because of how moronic he comes off on TV?
Oh, you mean why was he picked out as being
I think out of those five.
right, as being the one to focus on for having put people in
Yeah.
I think it has more to do with his profile, like he's very high profile, and also his willingness to sort of attack Trump for not being a good leader. There's a lot of this, you know, obviously if you got five people doing the same bad thing, but one of them is super high profile, you're not really going to focus on all five. You're going to focus on the most high profile person. And especially if they're attacking you. So I think that's kind of how it played out. Jeff Beal writes Turth Volume 2. I mean, I have to make... So, the whole Turth thing, by the way, guys, if you're unaware, I made a video about the planet Turth. I'll switch over to Valeria since the cat's there. The planet Turth, because, you're not allowed on YouTube, you're not allowed to talk about... You're not allowed to talk about election stuff. If you don't believe the election was perfectly fair, we're not allowed to talk about it. So I invented this planet Turth, and I made a video about that. So I will certainly probably, I imagine at some point I'll have to do another video on it, and we'll somebody's offering to help me find new stories for free. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I have somebody who finds my stories for me, and they are amazing. And I love her to death. And yeah, so she's working for me now. But she finds stories every single day, and she does a great job. And we have a kind of understanding about where to find the stories, and I think she's doing a fantastic job. Certainly, she actually gives me way more. Come on here. She actually gives me way more stories than I need every day, and then I pick the ones that I like. So she's done a great job for me so far. Why is Chris so mean to Valeria?
Yeah.
Am I mean to you, darling?
Sometimes.
Are you mean to me?
Yes. All the time.
Not even a question. Yeah, no, I don't think we're mean to each other. We tease each other a little bit, but I actually think, honestly, like, Valeria didn't date a ton of guys before me. She had some boyfriends, but I had a lot of... What is this? What is this? One boyfriend? That's not true. You dated some of the guys. But I had lots and lots of girlfriends. I'm much older than Valeria.
There you go, guys. There you go again. Last episode was like zero talking about exes and girls. Now finally, I thought, Chris, you like stop talking about your exes. And
this is not my fault.
So upset.
This
like,
is not
Chris,
my fault.
how is it possible? The whole episode without mentioning your exes.
I am trying.
And here you go.
I'm trying to say.
Here you go.
That in contrast to previous relationships that I've had, we're actually fantastic. I think that one thing that you should be able to do as a couple is you should be able to tease each other a little bit and to laugh about that. If you can't make fun of each other a little bit and then laugh it off and realize you love each other and everything's good, then your relationship might have issues. I don't know. What's your take on that, Darren?
So,
what?
do you pay Valeria $15 an hour?
I actually I don't. You don't have a salary of any kind, do you? Should we set something up?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, we both.
I'm a volunteer.
Volunteer. Yeah, we should probably have some kind of structure to it. Actually, now that I think about it. But what do you think about the whole idea of...
All my exes lives in Texas.
That's a common thing in America. So what do you think of this idea? Stop reading. Stop reading. Look at me. Look at me.
I like
Eyes here, babe. Hey, pay attention. What do you think of this idea that we can kind of be mean to each other and tease each other a little bit, but we love each other at the end of the day? So it's... I mean, I think that's healthy relationship. What are your thoughts?
It's healthy, yeah, if you're not beating each other in the end of the day.
Yeah, I did wake up with a bruise this morning. Valeria walked up. I was in bed. She had just got actually back from work because I couldn't sleep last night. So she comes to the bed and she's looking at my arm. She's like, "Why do you have a giant bruise on your arm?" And because I had just woken up, I was a little bit I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, I have no idea. It was really weird, but I had gotten an injection at the doctor the other day, and he actually had to do it in 2 places, and so that was the first place, and he couldn't get the vein, so he kept stabbing me, and so it ended up being a bruise. That's what happened.
I have to read because that's how...
Oh, no, I'm not being critical. Did you think me just looking at you was like, good Lord, folks, this is clearly an abusive relationship. I look over at her and she's like, this is my job to read. Sorry, I wasn't trying to snap at you earlier. I just, in that one moment, I wanted you to look at me. It's not all the time. Anyway, what's going on? We got some more comments or questions that are funny or charming? Darling? Yeah, there's the cat, guys.
Cat is distracting me. He's so handsome.
Are we all done?
I think we are.
All right, folks, we are done. And I'll leave it on an image of the cat and my beautiful wife. And you guys have a lovely Monday. I thought this was a pretty good show, and I will see you guys tomorrow. You gonna say anything?
Well, he's masculine and I'm toxic. Together we are toxic masculinity.
That's right. Together we are toxic masculinity. All right. Goodbye, guys. Have a good. Is this it? Yeah. Have a good Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.